Thank you guys all for watching today. A healthy gluten-free pumpkin chocolate chip bread. So we're in fall right now. It's almost Halloween and I'm all about the fall foods. And I love pumpkin and I love pumpkin bread. So it's super easy. And if you are shopping for pumpkin, make sure you load up because it seems like the shelves are getting really slim and picking right there. A couple stores didn't have canned pumpkin. So, and I usually like to get the organic canned pumpkin, but it was not available. So if you are new to our channel, please hit the subscription button below. That way you will get notifications on when we are coming on live. We have things most days of the week, from cooking demonstrations on Wednesdays, nutrition topics, and exercise, from boot camp to stability, stretching classes. So there's probably something that you will enjoy. So let's get started here. We are making a gluten-free pumpkin bread, and so I am using oat flour, and I'm gonna go through the ingredients a little bit. So just get your old-fashioned oats and you're gonna blend it in the blender. We need 1 cup and 3/4. So put that in your blender and blend it up. So that's your gluten-free. And then for milk, you can choose whichever milk you want. I just have unsweetened vanilla almond milk, but if you want a little bit more protein in here, you can do your soy milk, regular milk, whatever milk you want to use. Then we have some maple syrup to sweeten it and a little bit of honey, so a little bit of both, not a lot. And we're using olive oil for our fat. You can also use coconut oil, you do have to melt that. So you can choose which one you like, and a little bit more sweetness, and we're using some applesauce. So I got some unsweetened applesauce. We have, to spice it up, some vanilla extract and pumpkin spice and cinnamon. We have our baking soda and some dark chocolate chips. I like to find the darker the better, less sugar in them. And Trader Joe's actually has these gluten-free 72% dark chocolate chips, and they're really good. So those are basically our ingredients. And this will come together so fast. So let's first preheat our oven to 350, and it's gonna cook for about 50 to 60 minutes. I see some of you just popped on. I like to see where everyone's joining from, so you can say hi, let me know where you are at, and share our channel with any of your friends. We like to really reach more people in our community. So, and if you have any questions, I can see the questions on the chat box, so please put those there. The recipe will be posted later today. Okay, so we're gonna first mix our wet ingredients. So let's get our pumpkin. We need 1 cup of the pureed pumpkin. So let's see, let's get our 1 cup. Okay, 1 cup of pureed pumpkin. So make sure you just buy the pureed pumpkin, not the one with sugar in it, just the ones you give your dog. My dogs are eating pumpkin right now for some GI issues. So just the pureed pumpkin here. So this is a cup. Okay, so we're gonna put all the wet ingredients first. Okay, and then our applesauce. So applesauce, 1/4. When there's applesauce in the recipes like this, that means it also acts as a fat also when it's baking. So there's very little oil in the recipe. So we're using a little bit of applesauce. 1/4 cup. Got my 1/4 cup here. Unsweetened applesauce. If you have time to make your own, please do that, but you can pick up unsweetened applesauce at the grocery store. Okay. Now our milk. So we're using 1/4 cup. Okay. So I have been making so much pumpkin these days, from muffins to smoothies, to breads and pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving soon, right? Just love pumpkin. Okay, and now we need 2 eggs. Got our 2 eggs. Okay. If you don't eat eggs, I haven't done the recipe with flaxseed egg, but you can definitely make your vegan egg. And if you're vegan, you probably know about that, right? Using the flaxseed and water. Okay, now we're going to add some honey and some maple syrup. Okay, so very little here. We got 3 tablespoons of honey and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. If you don't have one or the other, just use whichever one you have. So 3 tablespoons of each. Okay. Now we'll do our honey. So before you start this, make sure you have your oven up to 350. Okay. It's always hard to get your honey out of your spoon, right? Come on, come on. Okay, one more. Okay, there we go. Okay, and our oil, 2 tablespoons. If you want to use your coconut oil, just do 2 tablespoons, but you got to melt it first in the microwave because it's not warm enough these days, so mine is solid. So make sure if you use coconut, you microwave it. Okay, 2 tablespoons of oil here. Okay, there we go. What else do we need here? Our liquids. So the last thing, unfortunately, I don't have it at the moment. I did forget it, is a banana. So you're gonna add in 1 smashed banana. So make sure it's super ripe and brown. It'll add some sweetness. Okay, so you're gonna take the smashed banana and add it in there. And now we are going to mix it. So you can just mix it by hand. You don't have to use a mixer. So you just wanna combine this. Okay? And then we're gonna add our spices, and if you love your pumpkin pie and pumpkin breads, all that really strong with pumpkin taste, you can add a little bit more of the spices, cardamom, cinnamon, allspice. You can definitely add more, nutmeg, and then you can you can just adjust it. So if you want to just follow the recipe, it's 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. So we got our pumpkin spice. Where's my little teaspoon here? Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. Yeah, 2 teaspoons. Oh, we're almost out. Put in 2 teaspoons. Okay, I like it really spicy, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna add some nutmeg, just whatever I have. I have some allspice. You can doctor it up. Okay, so once this is mixed, we are going to add in, we also need to add in our baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. So cinnamon, how much cinnamon do we need here? Okay, 2 teaspoons cinnamon. Just gonna put it in. Not even measuring it, just put that in. But we do need our vanilla extract. We didn't add in yet, 1 teaspoon. I just poured in 1 teaspoon. Okay, vanilla extract. Okay, and then our salt. Just a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm not gonna measure it, I'm just eyeballing it because I know what it looks like. And now we need our baking soda. For some reason I don't see my little teaspoon, so I'm just gonna eyeball this one too. This one should be really measured. So our baking soda, I'm gonna just use this measuring spoon here. Gonna give the bread the rising power. It's getting a little chunky in there. Okay, so we're gonna add a teaspoon of that. Okay, now we're ready for the flour. So I have 1 3/4 cup of my blended flour. This was the oats. I just bought the old-fashioned oats, okay, and blended it in the blender. So our oats is gluten-free with lots of health benefits, but if you have a gluten-free flour that you use at home, go ahead. You can also do this recipe with white whole wheat flour if you like, if you have that. That wouldn't be gluten-free, but you can do that. It work the same. Okay, so when you put this in, we just want to fold it. So we're just put it in like that and just fold it. You don't want to over mix it because then it makes the bread a little tough. And just make sure there's no clumps. And then we need parsnip paper. I always use parsnip paper when I line my baking dishes, so it's easy cleanup. And we'll be sticking this in the oven. Okay, table moved a little bit here. So can add in that flour slowly, make sure you get the clumps out. I'll show you what that looks like. Can you see that? There you go. Okay, so we have lots of fiber in our oatmeal. It's a great food that helps reduce cholesterol levels. It's very filling. So when you eat this bread with this oat flour, it's very filling compared to, I feel, when you eat other breads made with the white flour. I love to eat this for breakfast with a little cup of Greek yogurt. So I have some protein with it. You can even have a slice of this and a boiled egg for breakfast. Makes a great combination. Okay, don't want to over mix it. Okay, So you see how that just mixed in. Don't want to over mix it. So just be gentle with it. Okay. Now we are going to just mix in some chocolate chips. Half a cup of chocolate chips. Like I said, I got 72% dark, very low in sugar. So we will put those in there and we'll leave a few for the top. Okay, let's get parsnip paper and our baking dish, okay? Got our baking dish. I don't like to clean up, so I use parsnip paper. Doesn't stick. Great. So we'll do this like that. If you have some chip clips, you could put the chip clips here to hold down the parchment paper. Okay, so now we're gonna pour that in. Okay. Get our little spatula so we can get it all out. Do you guys have any questions? Quiet group today. If you're having a Halloween party, this is not that spooky, but everybody loves it. Okay. Oops. Over here. Okay, so now we're gonna put some chocolate chips on top, and we are set to put this in the oven for 50 to 60 minutes. Just watch it at the 50 mark, and you can put a toothpick in there and see if it is done for you and cooked. You could make it spooky and make a design out of the chocolate chips if you want. Let's see. Okay. We are set, and I'm gonna show you now the finished product. It's baking in the oven. I'm gonna pull it out right now. So that's our bread. That's gonna go in the oven, okay? And let's get out the good stuff, the real stuff, and cut it up, have a slice. I wish you guys could all have a slice with me. Okay. It's coming out of the oven, looking like this. Can you see that? I'm gonna bring it closer. I put a lot of cinnamon in this one. Can you see that? Let's cut this up and we'll be set. Ooh. I would like to, if you don't eat it right away, I like it warm. So I would put it in a toaster oven or in the microwave for a second or so. And when you bake with this oat flour, it's a little bit more dense, right? So I will show you what this looks like up close, and we'll have a bite together. Can you see that? Okay, I'm gonna take off a piece. Show you the inside, look at that. Mmm. Lots of flavor. Super delicious. I need some coffee. Perfect. Now, if you don't want chocolate in your bread, definitely leave out the chocolate chips. Maybe you just are a pumpkin lover and don't want the chocolate, and that's perfectly fine. Let me have another bite. It's perfect. I wouldn't change anything. Just make sure you have your banana in the recipe. Okay. Any questions? Super delicious. It's sweet enough. I don't like my breads overly sweetened. The chocolate adds a lot. Okay, let's take questions, you guys. Thank you for joining. And I'll just do a really short recap of the recipe. Get yourself some oats, blend in what? 1 3/4 cups of oats. And then we need any milk that you want, 1/4 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. Okay, our milk. I use maple syrup, 3 tablespoons, and 3 tablespoons of honey. Okay, and then get yourself some pumpkin. We need 1 cup. Get just the all pumpkin, nothing else in that can. A little bit of fat. I used olive oil. If you want to use coconut oil, you just have to melt it. And that was only 2 tablespoons. Then we had vanilla extract, pumpkin spice, and cinnamon. And if you want to add more spices, go for it with your nutmeg, your coriander, your allspice. Those are the spices that are in the pumpkin spice. And if you don't have pumpkin spice, add in all those, okay? So you add cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice, if you don't have your pumpkin pie. And a little bit of salt, and 2 eggs, and then your chocolate chips, okay? Super simple. Do you guys, oh, we have our baking soda. Yep, 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, I wanna thank you guys all for joining. Every Wednesday I do an easy, healthy recipe that doesn't take that much time at all because we're all busy people and we just want to have healthy food at our fingertips, right? But we don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen. And so all my recipes are super easy. If you've missed anything, just go back in our library and you can search for those. Last week did a creamy potato soup with beans. The week before was pumpkin smoothie, pumpkin protein smoothie. And we have a few fun things coming up next week. So stay tuned for that. And any questions? Let's check. I don't see any questions here. So super easy, right? I'm gonna be posting this pumpkin chocolate chip bread for you, and you'll see it in the comments. Hit the save button so the video goes to your library so you don't have to be searching for it all the time. And if you have any questions after we jump off today, just put them in the question box and I will answer them. So I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day today to jump on here and bake with me. I will see you next week. Have a safe Halloween weekend, and let me know if you make this bread. Thank you and have a great day, guys.